Well, good morning. I was smoking some smelt. I got up earlier than her and I'd put a load of smelt in the brine last night. So it sat in the brine overnight and I put it in the smoker this morning and I did a second batch. And I was trying to do it without my wife knowing because she always wants to make a video. And then she got up and caught me. And so here we are making a video. Um, What I've done is I've layered the smelt in here. I just do that because that way it maximizes the space in your soaking dish. I've got about 3 layers of smelt in here. So what I do is I'll rinse the fish off.
Woo-hoo-hoo.
There you go.
I twisted it.
All right. Good job.
Hey, they're coming back.
Oh, short.
Oh, so close.
Put 1 layer in and then put my brine in there. Do the second layer, same thing. Third layer, same brine, and then cover it and then let it sit for several hours. This recipe that I use it's not a specific measurement. My friend Mark showed me the recipe and I use it for my salmon and steelhead, and I thought I'd try it for smelt. I haven't smoked smelt for a long time. I remember as a kid when smelt was plentiful around here, my dad would smoke it all the time and it was delicious. My dad just used rock salt for a brine and he'd layer it and put the rock salt in there and let it just sit in a 5-gallon bucket and then smoke them. They were delicious. In the recipe, all I use is salt, white sugar, and maple syrup. And because I've already done the brine, I will just show you what I use. What I do is I'm not going to put it on there, but I just liberally sprinkle salt on the 1 layer. So then when I use sugar, I'll take some in my scoop. Again, liberally sprinkle it over it.
So just 1 scoop over that whole thing?
Not even that much.
Okay.
And then take my syrup and then I will drizzle the syrup over it. And then when you layer it and cover it, it just kind of all settles down, all ends up soaking over the smelt. So the smelt, I'll let sit in the brine. Again, it's not a specific science. I'm probably gonna do this one for about 10 hours. The one overnight I did for probably, I think, 11 hours. Is just because that's how long it sat there. What I'm going to do next is show you the smelt in the smoker. I am cold smoking them so they're not cooking in there, and I'm going to cold smoke them for about 4 or 5 hours. And then after they're done getting enough smoke, I'll bring them in here and put them in the oven at about 175 degrees, and they'll already have the smoke flavor. So I'll cook them in the oven for probably end up being 5 or 6 hours. I'll rotate the racks every hour so that the one that's on the bottom will get closer to the element. And this many fish fills 2 racks. And so
2 racks of smoker.
two racks that I use in the smoker, and then that'll transfer into the oven. So let's go out to the smoker and I'll show you what those ones look like. So this is my little smokehouse that I made, and the Smelt have been in here for about an hour and a half, and as you can see, well, you can't really tell it, but they're not cooking at all. That's just a cold smoke. The bottom rack is just from the regular soaking in the brine. The top rack, I actually put a light coat of brown sugar on that, and then I marked it with this so that when it was done I would know which one, just to see if it makes it a little bit better tasting. So anyway, it's kind of fun to experiment with this stuff. Welcome back. We've got our smelt smoked, and they've been in here for about 4 or 5 hours. So what we're going to do now is take them from the smokehouse into the oven. I've got the oven preheated to 175 degrees. Center the rack so that your fish kind of sit right in the middle. You don't want them all the way on the bottom, but you don't want them all the way on the top either. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them in here, close the door, let them sit for about an hour. After an hour, I'll take them out, rotate the racks, and that way the bottom will be on the top will be on the bottom. Do that for about an hour and then take them out, and then I'll actually rotate the fish over on each of the racks. But I'll show you those steps as we do them. All right, see you in a little while. We're going to rotate the racks, and I've already rotated them a couple times, and I've actually flipped the fish. So I'm just going to, you can see how the fish are starting to get a little bit of cook color to them. So we're just going to change the rack. I'll set that one over there. So this one right here. So this one now will go on the bottom. This one will be on the top. And we'll put them back in there for about another hour or so. Just waiting for them to get nice and firm. They're still a little bit soft. So there you go. Check back in on them in about an hour. Welcome back for your final episode on how to cook smoked smelt. So it's been in here for about 6 hours, and I've rotated the racks a few times, and the meat's starting to finally get firm. So I'm going to take it out here, and I don't know if you can tell or not, but they're a lot more firm now. They're pretty stiff, so the meat will firm up, especially when it cools down. So they are done cooking and ready to eat or refrigerate and eat at a later time.
Okay, they look as wonderful as small fish can look. But are these really tasty? I mean, is this something that's like a delicacy?
Yeah, it's a good taste. Not like salmon or steelhead, but it's really good.
All right.
Thanks for joining us.